spot here we know the deer travel through right on the other side of it, and it was a good bedding area for the does. Bucks have tore a bunch of trees up here on this ridge, so we're thinking they'll come in here this evening, give them a little bite to eat, and we'll see if we can get them where we want. We got a couple target bucks here. 8-point I call claws. The big 5. We call him the high 5. We have Kudzu and the big 7 with and serrated blade. There's 5 bucks we know live in this area that we're targeting. Any one of them I'll be tickled to death with. So anyway, let's hunt. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here tonight at the one-man stand. Hunted here this morning. Saw a couple deer about 100 yards away. The rut's starting. They're starting to do a lot of chasing. Bucks are starting to move around. So hopefully it'll get good here in just a little while. Talk to y'all later. Let's hunt. Oh boy, that was a big buck. That was a good one. Shooter for sure. He didn't like the grunt call. Well, he didn't care about the grunt. He didn't like the snort wheeze. From now on, I won't never do a snort wheeze at a deer. Maybe should have bleated at him instead. But that was a shooter. Oh man, that's what I love deer hunting. Oh, I'm pumped up. He was about 40 yards away. Had some limbs and stuff. I wouldn't take a 40-yard shot anyway. It's a little too far. I couldn't get him to turn and come to me. Good buck though. Whoa. Good morning, friends and family. Back at the one-man stand this morning. Same spot that I saw that big buck last night. Hoping that he'll slip through here. Anyway, this morning already, right at daylight, had a spike come in. Fed around underneath me for a few minutes and then left. Then had a tall 4-point. He walked past me. I saw 3 does, pretty good ways away. One little yearling came pretty close underneath me, and then just a few minutes ago I had another little 4-point. He's a spike with brow tines. Neat little buck. Can't wait to see what he turns into next year. He's gonna be interesting. His brow tines face forward. I guess that's the true meaning of eye guards, you know. But anyway, we're here. It's still early, and just thought I'd give you this little interview and see what happens. Talk to y'all later. Let's hunt. All right, everybody. It's January 6th, afternoon hunt. Sitting in the one-man stand. Hunted here yesterday afternoon. Saw a big buck. Hunted here again this morning. Saw 8 deers. 4 of them were bucks. They were all small bucks, but still bucks. Came out here this evening, put some scent down. So hopefully if that big buck comes by again this evening, he'll try to come to the scent. He'll smell it and come to it, thinking there's a doe or another buck out here. But anyway, I'm excited for this evening. I hope it happens. I hope we get to see it. See y'all later. Let's hunt. Well, hello everybody. It's January 6th morning. I'm hunting at the kudzu stand. I have a funny story to tell you this morning. I was coming into the stand and got about to the base of the tree, and as soon as I got to the base of the tree, I heard bucks fighting. And so where I'm at, I have a pond right here beside me, a little small pond. It's just a mud puddle. On the other side of that pond is the pond dam and a big bottom that goes. And them bucks were just tearing that bottom up. I could hear them horns locking. It was just crazy. And so I got in my stand just as quiet as I could, and I would wait until the wind blowed. So it rained bad last night, and it's still real overcast right now. I was here well before daylight. And I would wait till the wind blowed. I would unzip my bag and get my gloves out and my face mask and all that out, and just trying to be as stealthy as I could, because, man, there were some bucks fighting out there. First time I've ever heard bucks fighting in the woods, and thought I've heard them a long time ago, but I was young, I never did know. Today I was sure that was bucks fighting out there, and they were trying to kill each other. About 30 minutes rolls down, they're still out there fighting, and they're tearing it up. But I could tell it's almost like they're getting tired, because it's not as loud, it's not as ferocious, And then daylight rolls around, and I start being able to see everything. And as soon as I got here, I texted my dad, and I told him, I said, there's a real buck fight going on right now, And so I get here, and daylight rolls around, and it stops. I said, all right, they're on the move. One of them's going to come slipping over here by me. And I started getting ready. I'm prepared. And all of a sudden, I hear him again. I can hear leaves tearing up. I can hear everything. They're fighting out there, About 30 minutes after daylight, I can still hear them, but they're just getting softer and softer. And it's almost like I started wondering if they wasn't locked up and couldn't go anywhere. They were stuck together, and they were just so tired that it was getting quieter and quieter. So I text my dad, and I said, Dad, I think these bucks might be locked up, I can still hear them, and it's been almost an hour. I can still hear them, and they're but they sound like they're tired. My dad said, are you sure it's bucks? This is during text message. He says, are you sure it's bucks? Not a coon caught in a trap? Guys, gals, I look down on the pond dam. There's a coon caught in a trap. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, January 8th. I'm sitting in the old hickory stand. So what we have at the old hickory is it's the back end of my dad's grass patch. right in front of me is what we call the goat patch. Now, why we call it the goat patch, I'm not really sure. I think back, I don't know, 50 or so years ago, they might have had goats in it and called it the goat patch. But it's a big thicket. We know deer love to bed up in it. Does love to bed up in it. On the other side of the goat patch is the kudzu stand. Now, earlier in the season, I saw a big buck at the kudzu stand. So, I believe he's tending does somewhere in between hickory and kudzu. But he's also probably traveling over to like the one man stand, and could be the same buck that I saw at one man. Anyway, so we know this is a good spot. We always see deer here, always see does. But this morning all I saw was two spikes, one big tall spike and another little short spike. But I believe this evening might be the evening. It's always a better evening stand than a morning stand. They like to come out of that bedding area and come in here to eat, cross over this ridge and go into the grass patch, where my dad's grass patch. But it was a good morning. It was cold. Wind was blowing a little strong, but it was nice. It was a pretty morning. A lot of birds out. I love watching the red birds and the blue birds, blue jays. They're just pretty and they're fun to watch. A bunch of squirrels chasing. So we know the rut's on. It's getting pretty close to being on. And at any time a big buck could walk by. So I'll probably hunt here this evening. We're gonna go back over Big Hollow by the one man stand and see about maybe putting a ground blind or a climber closer to the bottom where that big buck came from the other day. And I'll probably hunt here this evening. I don't know. In the morning I'll check the wind. That's sort of what we're doing, is hunting the wind. And the kudzu stand, since that guy's putting the coon trap in there, I don't have a whole lot of confidence that a big buck's going to cross within bow range anymore. I did it one time, but now that he's in and out of there putting that coon trap and all, I don't know. It's kind of not really somewhere I think a big buck's going to pass by. So I sort of feel like they're going to be on this side. He's going to be on this side. He could also cross the trace to my right. To my left is the Natchez Trace, and so he could cross the trace. They're protected on the trace, so I'm hunting right on the edge of it. So it's a good spot, and I think it's going to be productive. I've only got about 5 more hunts before my season's over, so I've got to get it done. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to pack up. Bambi's at the house cooking some crawfish bisque, and I'm going to go eat me a bowl of bisque for lunch. Talk to y'all later. Alright, everybody. I'm back at the one man stand today. I hunted it yesterday evening. Saw one doe come in behind me, but she winded me. So, come back this morning. We'll see what happens. Talk to y'all later. Let's hunt. Well, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday, January 10th. This is the last morning that I have. The hunt's over. Fixing to pack up and head on back. I didn't make a video. I tried to make a video yesterday, but it didn't show up. So right now I'm in the one man stand. I hunted here yesterday evening, and I saw 2 shooter bucks. So about 10 minutes before the end of legal shooting light, I had a big buck coming in. He came down the ridge and across the road that I walked in on, and that's the last I saw of him. He was a pretty good buck. I believe it's the buck that we have a trail cam picture of. and so he's a shooter for sure. And then I saw 2 does and 3 yearlings. So they were all out here feeding. Whenever the big buck came by, I just knew he was going to come out and check them does out, but he didn't. Then a few minutes after legal shooting light, I looked over to my right and I saw a big body deer coming in, and I pulled my binoculars up and I could tell it was Claw, and I've been looking for Claw all season. I got trail cam pictures of him earlier in the season, and he was kind of one I wanted to see. But it was after legal shooting light, and there ain't no way I could have seen him through my peep sight. So anyway, yesterday evening was good. I saw 2 shooter bucks and 2 does and 3 yearlings, and so I came back this morning hoping that one of them would come back through, but I didn't see anything this morning. So anyway, but this ends my season. Oh, and I was going to say I did turn my GoPro on and try to video the other buck, but it was so dark that the GoPro didn't pick up any light. It just didn't pick up anything, so you won't get a video of that. Anyway, this is the end of my season. Be heading out of here, go load my truck up and head back to Texas. Anyway, it's been a good year. Talk to y'all later.